其实很充裕的去做好一个调整，就是说可以从一个现代戏的模式切换到一个古装戏的模式吧。而且我觉得进入古装戏的话，其实像我们在横店拍摄，然后还有剧组的服化道，包括我的造型，其实都能够帮助到我提升这个信念感，去进入到这个。
Sorry, he finally reveals now. Tonight, he admits it. I wasn't myself, he says. And I didn't know how to talk about it. His voice cracks ever so slightly, not enough to break him, but enough to break millions of hearts. Because for the first time, Dylan isn't giving polished answers. He's giving the truth. Raw. Unfiltered. Human. Fans remember that period clearly. The missed interviews. The sudden quiet. The way he avoided certain questions in press conferences. People speculated endlessly. Some thought he was dealing with pressure, others believed it was something deeper. And then there were the theories connecting him to people he cared about, people who shaped his journey. Some fans were convinced he was hiding emotions he didn't know how to manage. Others believed the spotlight itself had finally become too bright. But no one expected him to address it. Not like this. As the video continues, Dylan leans forward, fingers tangled together. The room around him is dim, almost cinematic, like even the lights understand the weight of his words. You all think I'm strong, he murmurs. But I'm not always. I'm a person first, an actor second. Those words hit like a tremor. Because behind the glamorous photo shoots, the red carpets, the dramas that launched him into global fame, there is a young man who has been carrying expectations heavier than anyone realized. A young man who has become the face of romance dramas, the symbol of charm, the center of countless shipping wars, all while trying to keep his real life intact. But here is where the story turns. Because Dylan reveals something no fans saw coming. There were moments I wanted to disappear from everything, he confesses. Not because of hate. Not because of rumors. But because I didn't know how to be myself when the whole world had already decided who I was. That is the line that sends shockwaves across social media. Hashtags erupt within minutes. Fans cry. Others defend him fiercely. And suddenly, everyone understands the invisible battle he's been fighting. But he doesn't stop there. He talks about the enormous pressure of being compared to co-stars, compared to other rising stars, compared to the image fans built of him. He mentions the endless assumptions about his relationships, his friendships, his personal life. Not confirming anything. Not denying anything. Just acknowledging the emotional weight of being watched, constantly. I know many of you care, he says gently. I know your support comes from love. But sometimes, the noise is louder than my own thoughts. He pauses. Breathes. His voice lowers. And I needed time to hear myself again. Fans who watched the live stream that night remember that exact pause. The way he closed his eyes. The way the silence felt like a confession itself. Now, seeing the full truth revealed, everything clicks into place. The distance, the quiet, the cautious smiles. They weren't signs of detachment. They were signs of someone holding himself together with fragile threads. But then Dylan does something no one expected. He thanks the fans, the very people who, unknowingly, contributed to the pressure he felt. You saved me more times than you realize, he says. I kept going because I saw your messages. Your edits. Your faith in me. This, right here, is where millions lost it. Because behind every rumor, behind every storm, behind every emotional moment, fans were always there. And he knows it. But the most emotional part of his message comes when he finally reveals what changed him. What pushed him to speak out after all this time. It was a letter, he says softly. From a fan. A young girl. His voice shakes just slightly. She wrote that she felt invisible until she saw a character I played. She said she felt seen for the first time. And that's when I realized, even on the days I felt empty, I was giving something meaningful to someone else. He swallows, steadying his tone. I can't disappear. Not when there are people who find strength through my work. This moment becomes the emotional climax of the entire revelation. Fans flood comment sections with tears, hearts, messages of gratitude. It's not just Dylan speaking anymore. It's a conversation between him and the millions who walked beside him without even knowing it. But then there's one more twist. A final confession he almost hesitates to say. I don't want to run anymore, he states. But I need you to understand me. Not as the character you love, but as the person behind him. And with that, his message becomes more than a revelation. It becomes a request. Let me grow, he whispers. Let me make mistakes. Let me be human. And I promise, I'll give you the best version of myself, not the perfect one. That line, not the perfect one, breaks the entire fandom open. Because for the first time, Dylan Wang isn't the unshakable actor, the flawless drama prince, the celebrity everyone idolizes. He's a young man fighting to breathe under the weight of fame. And he's asking fans not just to support him, but to understand him. When the video ends, the screen fades to black. But the silence he leaves behind echoes louder than any words. Across platforms, TikTok, Weibo, Instagram, YouTube, the world reacts in waves. Fans apologize for pushing too hard without knowing. Others share their own stories of pressure and expectations. Some simply write, "We hear you." But one message keeps appearing. We don't need perfection. We only need you.